makes me sick to my stomach. So I want to do a Golden Olympics, 70 plus, and it's all the same events. You're telling me you wouldn't want to watch an 80-year-old woman attempt the vault just as fast as she could down that runway and just hit it and see what happens? What we need is a wait a minute, what's happening here? Just what in the wood stain witness? Man, I got some questions. Like, man, was you laying on a tanning bed or did you just put it in the air fryer? Like, I ain't never laid on no tanning bed, so what was the timer set on? And do it not.
Yo, what up? Hello. What's good? How y'all doing? It's so motherfucking hot in here, I can't even put my damn shirt on. I'm about to start sweating my ass off. And I thought to myself to turn the AC on this morning before I went to work and did not do it. It got up to like 80 plus degrees today. I swear it's like 99 degrees in this bitch right now. It's so hot, it's hard to breathe. Oh my God. I don't know why I didn't keep the AC on all day. Fuck. Well, made it through another work day. Tomorrow is hump day. You know what I'm saying? You almost there already, bro. Jamie, how's it going? Um, elaborate on some of your mindful tactics and techniques, Jamie. I like being mindful about stuff. I'm trying to be mindful about this damn heat. And I swear, I done had the AC blowing for about 20 minutes already. That shit ain't doing nothing right now. Ain't doing nothing at all. Alright, let's see what we got going on this palette. This thing right here, I'm gonna have to get adjusted. I'm gonna keep y'all right there for a minute. Short and sweet. Anyways. Yo, what's good, guys? Just put some colors on my palette. Hold up, we're stuck. Oh my god, where is this stuck on? Alright, here we go. Let me see. You see the palette? Alright. That should be good. So right now, we're gonna work on this ear a little bit and see how much of this ear we can get painted. That's the goal for this afternoon. Let me find something on YouTube to listen to real quick before we get started. Let's see. See what we can pull up. Oh, wow. Just poked myself in the fucking eye. What the hell? That was uncomfortable. Really just poked myself in the eye with this little zip tie. Some Final Destination shit.
So everybody forever was like, Kamala Harris is the worst vice president. She's the least popular vice president of all time. And then in a moment in time, all of a sudden she's our solution. She's our hero. Everybody's with her. All these social media posts about her. Try Googling a negative story on her. You won't find one. So, ta-da!
You got me started, Officer Harris. So, they've been doing this live for years. So in 2019, our pal Tulsi absolutely nuked her in that second debate. And
Right.
if you looked at charts at the time, she's kind of, Officer Harris is like doing okay. First debate she comes out, Joe Biden, you're a racist. The Democrats were looking for an alternative to Bernie Sanders that wasn't Biden. She starts going up in the polls, right? Second debate comes out, Tulsi, being a good Hawaiian, knows how to roast a pig, just completely slams her. Not only that, she has no counterpunch. She goes on Anderson Cooper and she's like, well, I'm a top tier candidate, so of course they're going to take shots at me. That's her answer. She immediately starts going down the polls. It's that day, you can see it on the chart I have on my Twitter. All the articles at the time that did an autopsy on Kamala Harris's failed campaign didn't mention Tulsi once.
Yeah.
It was BBC, LA Times, Reuters, New Yorker. A guy from the Washington Post just did a piece looking back at her campaign, didn't mention Tulsi either. They completely pretend it didn't happen.
Well, it just shows you that what they're looking for is not what they say they're looking for.
Yes.
Because she is a strong woman. She is a person who served overseas twice. She in a medical unit, so she got to see people blown up by the war. She was a congresswoman for 8 years.
Yeah.
She is a person of color. She's everything you want. All those things you want. And
She's
yet
not-
you don't want her.
Because she's not for war.
Yes.
Because
Well,
not
she's
for war.
also just not willing to play ball. There's a game that's being played. And if you're like, hey, you're not supposed to fucking move the ball. Like, oh, look at this bitch over here. Like, get out of here. You're gonna fuck up our game. It's not real democracy. It's controlled parties.
Did you see that piece by Seymour Hersh that dropped over the weekend about the coup?
Yes. So explain to people what Seymour Hersh. I don't know if he's right, but he seems to be right a lot. And
So-
he was right about the Nord Stream pipeline, right?
What I was saying, and a lot of other people were saying, is the big issue is how do you get Biden out of the White House? So here's Biden's case. He's like, look, I got Trump out of the White House last time. I'm only behind 2 or 3 points in the polls. Kamala's polling worse than me, like 8 out of 10 polls. I won these delegates. Why the hell should I back down? And that's a very solid case. Jill, for the first time in her life, people care about her, she matters. As Hunter put it, I have it exactly here, she's a selfish, silly, entitled cunt. That was how Hunter described her.
Whoa.
Yeah, we have the text. And then all the public pressure, Biden, you gotta drop out, Biden, you gotta drop out, Biden, you gotta drop out. Nancy Pelosi's a gangster. I wouldn't want to fuck with her. I wouldn't want to fuck with Mitch McConnell. These people don't mess around. And everyone said, or a lot of people said, they're gonna have to go to threats. Because why else would he step down? He's earned it. That presidency, he's earned the nomination.
But if there was ever a time to invoke the 25th Amendment, wouldn't you think this is the time?
Sure, but I don't think they. Hold on. Here's the thing. Let's talk about this. So Seymour Hersh, who's been around D.C. since the 60s, I believe he wrote The Dark Side of Camelot, if I'm not mistaken. He had a thing on his Substack that goes, Biden got the call, and it was Obama, Pelosi, former Speaker of the House, Chuck Schumer, Majority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, current House Minority Leader, leader of the Democrats in the House, and they said, we got Kamala on board to invoke the 25th. If you don't drop the nomination, that's what happened. The thing is, you were saying, they're not invoking the 25th. He's still president.
Right, but I'm saying if there was a time that they were going to do that, this would be that time.
It was that time 4 years ago.
Right, but
It's been that time.
But clearly now, right?
Well-
more than ever before.
Why,
It's
'cause it's public?
deteriorating. No, it's deteriorating.
I don't think he's got that much worse.
Oh, he's gotten a lot worse. There's a video that compares him from 2019 to 2024. It's a marked difference.
Yeah, but I don't think there's a big difference between 2022 and 2024. There's like a 2.5-hour compilation of the campaign in 2020 where he forgets Obama's name.
Yeah, that's true. He had those gaffes back then, but they're constant now. He's barely hanging on.
I don't think he was fine in State of the Union. I think it's like sundown, like
You think he's a mind double?
that guy walked very differently than Biden.
Very
You saw
different.
that.
He's a lot taller.
It's on Scott Adams' Twitter. I saw that.
He's-
I'm like, am I Alec Jonesing today?
No, he's a lot taller.
Yeah.
No, he's physically tall.
Yeah, okay.
And he walks way better. Like, as someone who, like, you watch Biden walk, he had a stiffness, like death was coming for him.
And before everyone freaks out, has their mousetraps and their heads go off, I think there should be more presidential Biden doubles because one president almost got murdered. So if we have ways to keep them safe, let's use them.
Okay, that's a good thing to say. Cover our ass there. And now here's another thing to say. In the interest of national security, like let's imagine a scenario where Biden is deathly ill and Kamala is not really capable of taking over as president right now. And there is, like who's next? Speaker of the House. So
Sure.
Nancy Pelosi, no, who's it now?
Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson, right? So that would be him next. So that's a dangerous moment in terms of national security, even though everyone knows that Biden's, really having problems. It's
Right.
not actually running the show, I could see why they would want to use some body doubles for that.
Of course.
If the guy's, in a hospital somewhere. But
Yeah.
this guy, let's look at it. Because this guy,
Yeah, please play it.
he don't walk like him. He's taller than him. It looks like he gained, went back in time 7 or 8 years.
This is the Weekend at Bernie's prequel.
Well, this is like master gaslighting and propaganda. That's what it is. Like they show you that there's, what was it in 2000 and I forget what year it was, where I believe it was during the Obama administration. Look at the size of this guy.
This isn't the
He's
clip I saw.
so much bigger. Look how big he is. He's so much bigger than Joe. He's so much bigger. Like he gained a legitimate 6 inches. Look how tall he looks. Look at it.
Wait, Jamie,
The phrase, she's wearing heels as well.
Jamie, there's one on Scott Adams' Twitter. Oh,
But let's
no,
watch.
it's when he's walking to the helicopter.
Let's watch this again. Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
That's another one. That's a similar one too. Where you see it one more time. Let's see him walk again. So like, look how much bigger he is than Jill. He towers over her. He didn't used to tower over her like that.
The other one.
And also, if you look at her, she's wearing high heels. See?
Oh wow. Yeah.
See her high heels? Okay, and he's towering over her. That is a much taller person. So maybe they hooked him up with some fucking secret sauce that's gonna keep him going, and he'll be back. Maybe they have the ability to go back, like biologically. Take you back.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Giant difference.
Well, hold on. Is that because she could be behind him, so that?
No, listen. She also has high heels on, man.
No, but on the left, it could be that she's.
No. That's a different human. Look at the size difference of the torso.
Them walking to the helicopter is the one where it looked really.
Go back to that, please. Look at the size differences in the torsos themselves, from the top of his shoulders to where.
Oh, look how many buttons. Yeah, look at the white of the shirt.
Yes. Just look at the size difference. Look how much longer that human is on the left. Now, it may be Biden. Listen, it might have some wild shit that brings you back from the dead. Like medical science is getting, like, there's some people out there working on some wild stuff, but maybe they just fucking jolting them up with some Wolverine juice.
Wolverine juice is going to make you taller, but here's the thing. In the same way in the 60s, if you sat on the show and said Liberace's gay, people would yell at you because you've never seen him sucking your dick.
Right.
People right now would be like, it's impossible, why would they do body double?
No, I don't think they would be. I don't think they would be anymore.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think there's a lot of people listening right now who think you're crazy?
My parents. Like regular people.
Your parents don't listen to this show. They got shit to do.
No, they don't. But if they did, they're boomers. They're full on. They're full on.
Listen to
like,
this.
You gotta keep Trump out of the White House. What you're seeing right here, it really looks like a different person. Now, why are we saying that? Because it actually does look like a different person. We're not making something up, okay? I don't do that. I don't pretend. I don't lie. I'm not the type of person that looks at something like that and like I have a propaganda thing I'm trying to push. Like when people say, this version of Joe Biden is the best version ever. Intellectually, I'm telling you, he's on point. That's not real, right? I don't do that.
We were also told for years that these are selectively edited clips and deep fakes. That's why.
No, they call them cheap fakes.
Yeah, cheap fakes.
That's what she's calling them, cheap. First of all, it's very expensive technology.
What
a lot of money to produce.
The cope with the debate. First, I heard people say it was the fault of the lighting. I don't know what kind of lighting.
Who's still in here?
Who's
in
Instagram? What kind of lighting
Instagram?
makes you say we need Medicare? Then people said the mic was fucked up. Well, if your mic is fucked up, why can't you breathe? So it was amazing how all the explanations didn't explain what we all saw with our
Well, we
eyes.
can't gaslight. You know, I know everyone's doing this because this is how everyone's done this. I don't think you can do it this way anymore.
No, what I'm saying is, well, for George Soros to be anti-Semitic, you're anti-Semitic.
Right.
If you're going after Officer Harris, you're either racist or sexist or ableist.
Right.
So they will use...
Ableist.
Yeah, but she's retarded. She's literally retarded. I mean, Ukraine is a country in Europe, and Russia is another country, and a powerful country, and Russia invaded Ukraine, and that's wrong.
What's really important is what can be unburdened by what has been.
I think of her as America's wine mom. Because it seems like she's 3 deep by noon, and she's got the 3 phases of wine mom. She's got happy drunk. Oh my god, this cereal's got a rabbit on it, it's so great! Cackling, cackling, cackling. Then there is drunk at work, where you're trying to make sense, but you don't. Space is around us all, and unites us all, and inspires us all. And then there's, I'm being stern so you don't realize how plastered I am, and I'm making a point. That little girl was me. Now I'm going to go upstairs and don't knock on the door, because I'm going to pass out. So those are her 3 ways she talks, and those are the wine mom faces.
Do you think they have her medicated? Because there was a guy that was speculating that some of the things that she says, the way she's sort of disconnected sometimes.
I don't know.
She goes on these rambles that it's
I don't
indicative of certain anti-anxiety medication. I do not know if this is true. See if you can find that, because really
That
shouldn't
would
say
make
that about
that would
our
make
future president.
Yeah,
She's gonna win.
No, she's not.
She can win.
She absolutely can win. I do not think she's going to win because the more she talks, like in 2020, how bad do you have to be that you can't even make Iowa? She couldn't even compete with the mayor of South Bend.
I feel like we are in this very bizarre time where people are giving in to the bullshit in a way that I never suspected people would before. And
We
this
saw
is
this
one, they just want no Trump, no matter what, and they're willing to gaslight themselves and say that. If, by the way, I think Hillary could win. If Hillary jumped back in,
I've been saying that for months.
if Hillary jumped back in, I think the problem was also the money, because there was it was like $250 million in the campaign fund that has,
Sure.
if it only
Right.
works,
Right.
she's on the ticket.
Right.
So that's part of the problem, but I feel like Hillary could win, but she won the popular vote in 2020.
Hillary,
or
I've been saying
2016,
this for a
rather.
year in different shows, and she would win it one.
Michelle Obama could win too,
No, I don't
if she
think
wanted to do it. You don't think so?
I don't. I think that's kind of this. You sound like your parents. I think that's this boom right. She doesn't want it.
I'm not saying that she would be awesome at it, but I think
anyone can win of either party.
Yes.
Whoever the nominee is. Like even Chris Christie could have won if he's the Republican nominee.
I
It's
would have
possible.
thought that Trump getting shot would that's it, election's over. But it's like they memory hold that so quick.
You would have thought Trump getting shot would have had 8 years of corporate journalists talking about hate speech causing violence to be like, let's take a step back. And that went for what, a week?
They did take a step back for a little bit,
For a week.
and then they went right back at it.
You want to talk about this memory holding?
Yeah.
With the insanity of the who's that? That was Elon who put it up. Like if you Google President Donald, it says President Donald Reagan.
No, I tried it.
What happened?
Maybe they fixed it. It said President Donald Trump.
Okay. Well, he had a screenshot. So
Yeah,
Photoshop.
no. I mean, it's based on a lot of things, right? Like what people are searching for. I would imagine that the assassination attempt on Trump would be the first one that you would see.
Yeah.
Assassination attempt on President
Right.
maybe Trump, because that's the most recent.
Yes.
But it's not.
And most newsworthy.
But it does show it. You just have to type it all in, which is interesting. Because that little difference between what you can find and what you get presented immediately has a huge shift in the way people access information. And this is Robert Epstein's work.
The creepy line, the documentary of what you watch it.
Yeah, and this thing is very real. And what it is like if you try to Google certain negative stories, like negative stories on people, it will overwhelm you with positive stories. It'll take a long time before you get to the negative stories.
Yeah, how he explained it is here's how they could tip the scale.
Yeah.
If I Google Hillary Clinton, and I have it so Google gives fairly positive stories about Hillary as the first 10 results, you're not going to go to the second page. If I Google Donald Trump and Google gives you 7 negative stories, it's going to move the needle a little bit toward her.
Quite a
against
bit.
him. Yeah.
Quite a bit. Like if you're a person who's on the fence, you're like, maybe Donald Trump's not a bad guy. And then you Google him, and then you start reading some of these like pieces that they've written about him. It'll change your perspective.
You really think she's going to win?
I'm saying it because she could. I'm not saying
She
because I
could.
think she's going to. I'm not saying because I want her to. I'm just being honest. Like, I could see her winning.
I think she's going to lose a lot of black male vote.
Really? That's
I don't think
interesting.
they're going to go in the booth and pull the lever for her like they did for Biden, who's a woman's boy.
I see what you're saying about one of my favorite things about
Yo, my man. What do you think, bro? Do you think Kamala Harris can really win this election? Does anybody think she can really win this election? Hey, this is just speculation and opinion off of the information that we know and our own personal opinions. So there is no right or wrong. I don't know, man. It's a chance. The world is nuts, yo. That's what I keep thinking too. Oh, bruh, I don't even want to think like that, but I want to feel like that. See, woke not even cool no more. Like 15 years ago, when you like, yo, that nigga woke, yo, he woke as fuck, son. That was a compliment. And now it's just like they co-opt every fucking thing. So now even being woke is just dumb. Like you're just overstepping everything, man. And then in the last 10 years, this woke mind virus has softened and made everything all fucking weird and shit. Look at the Olympic opening. And I got people who I work with was like, I don't see anything wrong with that. It was perfectly fine to me. I'm queer and I'm a Catholic. And they're just like, shut the fuck up. In my own humble opinion, you know? It's a different woke. Ain't that the damn shit, man? Yeah, that shit was super gay. Super gay on top of gay, beside gay, and then they dipped the motherfucker in blue paint and made it blue gay. And what the fuck, bro? And then had a little kid up there on the stage that somebody had to point out. You like, don't you see this little girl up here? It's like, yo, that is fucking weird and creepy. France, what the fuck are you guys doing? What is this? Anyway, I wanna feel and hope and believe that us in general, the at least the black population can see like, oh, this shit is a fucking show, man, and all skin folk ain't kinfolk, and they calling this lady black and she not black. You don't even want to accept your heritage to start with. You accept it sometimes, you don't. You know, when it suits you, when in certain situations you want to be Indian, in certain situations you want to be black. So, which you can't be both, cause I can't call myself Indian. I can't. And if I go somewhere and be like, oh, I'm Indian, people gonna look at you like, what the fuck? If I go anywhere, I can tell people I'm black, and they're gonna be like, yeah, okay, you black. But how can you call yourself Indian one time and then call yourself black one time and then go back call yourself Indian, and then now you want to be the first black female president? Now, and that's the simplest part for me. If you don't see that they played a little identity race card with the politics on that simple level, is that they'll say they'll change their identity depending on the ethnic group they're speaking to. Bitch, you need to be Indian all the time. What's your birth certificate say? What's your birth certificate say? You Indian? Okay then. Don't ever call yourself black. You are an Indian American. You are an Indian woman. A woman of color, yeah. Just like Asians have color. And Mongolians have color. And fucking people in South America have color. We most of the planet are people of color. There's a very, very small, a little bit less than 10% of the human population globally that does not produce high levels of melanin in their skin. So we're all people of color for the most part. But we know historically who the term black describes in this country. In the United States, when you say a black American, we understand what group of people we're talking about. You're not it. You're not it. You're not it. And so that's why I don't. That's the very first thing with Obama too. Oh, the first black president to do this mix. Just say you're mixed, bro. There's nothing wrong with that. Acknowledge all of yourself, all of your heritage. You're not black. You're part black and part white. You're mulatto. You're biracial. You're mixed race. You're whatever it is. Don't just sit here and say, "Oh, I'm the first black president." No, you're not. So as soon as they try to hit you with that, immediately you should understand they are trying to fucking play you. They think you are so dumb that you're gonna vote for somebody just because of the color of their skin. Ain't Dr. King taught us that lesson? Never judge nobody by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Niggas still overlook that shit. They be so happy to see somebody who look like them in any kind of position. Oh, put that nigga in there. Oh, put that nigga in there. Yeah, get him in there. Why? You think this motherfucker got your best interest at heart? I doubt it. I doubt it. Women eating this shit up because it's a woman and she got color. Is y'all really think this bitch care about you at all? At all, in the slightest. This bitch Indian Jamaican and got a Jew husband. Ain't nothing black about her. They need the Democrats to stay in power for the next 4 years because we got some more wars coming up. I don't know what the fuck they about to do, but when motherfuckers come over here, man, it's always some shit. The last time when Zelensky, the motherfucking president of Ukraine, last time he came to the States, he came here begging for money and left with money. Left with a lot of money. And then you know who was recently here? Benny, motherfucking Netanyahu was over here begging for money to America forever. Okay, that all right, man. Look, I know y'all about to do something. What you doing over here? Talking about Israel and America. Y'all about to start some more shit, bro. That's all it is, man. Y'all don't come over here just to be damn chilling and giving speeches. Y'all come to sign some armed treaties and agreements and some weapons deals and shit. I already know. Man, they something on the horizon. Y'all be careful, cause right now they, Ukraine is not as hype as it used to be in the beginning, cause this shit it's over 2 years now, 3 years. That's not hot news anymore. And Gaza, the news about Gaza, that shit already starting to slow down. But wait till they announce their next shit. Cause it's about to be something. And they got to get that shit popping soon. Just in case the Dems don't win the election, they need to get some shit started now. I need to look at who Israel over there bullying. Because they was talking about, bombing Yemen or somewhere else. Motherfuckers about to start bombing some other shit. And like I say, once they start bombing some shit, I mean, it's really just our bombs. We send them motherfuckers our weapons and shit.
People have taken any offense, we are of course really, really sorry.
One of the things that we are experiencing in a world without virtue is the inability to acknowledge culpability and to apologize. To sin is human. We are all sinners. By the metric of our Lord, we are all damned and condemned, and by His grace we are forgiven and saved, not by anything that we have done, but by His supreme sacrifice. We can't acknowledge that as crazy, individualist, progressive, secularists, and when I mean say progressive, I don't mean culturally progressive, let's have a bundle of identities. That's none of my business. I mean progressive in the sense that we believe that technology and medicine and expertise will take us on an upward trajectory into the celestial planes. The celestial planes where we don't belong. It is for good reason that the Tower of Babel fell, casting us into the confusion that we yet now experience. You would think after an abomination like the recent peculiar satanic Olympic ceremony with all its extraordinary myocarditis dancing and cannibalistic body of Christ as a Smurf eating, that you would just apologise. Just simply apologise. Well, when they apologise, they did one of them apologies that people that aren't really apologising do. They do the apologise, I apologise that you feel that way apology, you know? Like, you can use this in your personal life as well. Like, if you apologise to your partner and say, I'm so sorry that you felt that what I did was wrong. That's not an apology. This is an apology. I know what I was thinking. I was crazy. I was self-obsessed. I was consumed by nothing but fulfilling my own wants. I'm out of control. This is my opportunity to say to you, I want to change, I want to be a different person, I want to live better. Please show me how I can make amends for the wrongs that I've done. You tell me. This is what I suggest. Tell me what else I can do. But that's just what I've just outlined there, is a set of moral, ethical principles derived from a faith in a higher power, certainly in that sense. So here's how not to apologise, by saying sort of, well, I don't know what's wrong with you, they must have something wrong with you. That's not an apology.
Clearly, there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group. On the contrary, I think that Thomas Joly really tried to really intend to celebrate community tolerance. That was his word yesterday, and looking at the result of the polls that we shared, we believe that this ambition was achieved. If people have taken any offense, we are of course really sorry.
It was a ceremony like no other, and those are games like no other. I think that our hosts, it's easy for me to say, and we should all be grateful and thankful, they have put together a vision for these games, which is unprecedented.
Also, note the Coca-Cola. It's the titty milk of Satan just there. At the Olympics, they can't even do their apology without drink Coke. Drink down its caffeinated, sugary, admittedly delicious, poisonous, filthy, diabetes-causing goodness. The whole thing is simply a platform of corporatism and perhaps something far worse.
It's an incredible vision for a games. We're trying to showcase that in the best possible way.
Mais notre intention n'a jamais été d'être impertinent ou d'être subversif, comme j'ai dit tout à l'heure. Notre idée, c'est simplement que oui, dans cette grande diversité, il y a besoin d'être conjointement, nous avons en tout cas voulu nous conjointement inclure tout le monde. Voilà. En France, la création artistique est libre, c'est le premier article de la loi sur la liberté de création. J'en profite comme d'autres libertés en France, dans ce pays, on a la chance de ça. Il n'y avait pas de volonté pour moi de passer des messages plus, militants. C'était simplement des messages républicains. En France, on a le droit de s'aimer comme on veut, avec qui on veut. En France, on a le droit de croire ou de ne pas croire. En France, on a le droit, on a beaucoup de droits, voilà. Et c'était l'idée de faire transparaître ces valeurs-là à travers la cérémonie.
What's amazing is if you actually read about the Last Supper, it's an opportunity to say that we can live forever in grace if we are willing to sacrifice ourselves and be sacrificed for a higher principle. That we need not endeavour through merit to achieve greatness, for the supreme sacrifice has redeemed us all, and through gratitude we all live in kindness. If we did live in the kindness suggested in particular at the Last Supper, so casually mocked in that festival of godlessness and commerce and corporatism that's meant to be about celebrating sport and, by their own reckoning, diversity. Diversity is the acceptance and love of other people, the acceptance that there is no tribunal but God that can judge others, that we are here to serve and love one another. All of it is taken care of in the Last Supper, as well as in Mark at least, Christ saying, it's going to be crazy, you lot are going to deny me, you're going to betray me, you're going to live in extraordinary ways, you're going to lose touch with your principles. There's so much prophecy in the Gospels, there is so much wisdom in the teaching of Christ, but it is in his death and resurrection that what we are offered is a different way of living. We are offered a way of living in awakened, enlightenment and love and service. And I will say this again because this is what I think is the main point. If you actually follow Jesus and surrender to Jesus, you don't need a culture telling you to treat people fairly and with love and to not condemn or judge them, because that is Christ's key point. Love one another. In fact, when asked to distill the commandments down to a single one, or two I suppose, love God with all your heart and love thy neighbour. And there is no loophole or condition or limited liability when it comes to love thy neighbour. We are all one another's neighbours. We are here to love one another. People are different. People are as God made them and here to be loved. The set of principles that we actually could live by if we want to, even if you're not Christian, and I'm very thankful that I am. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and chat. Give us a like and subscribe, and follow our content. It helps us. We can't continue to bring you this beautiful content without the support of our partners. If you love our content, then by Jove and by the Lord above, you'll have to love our partners too. We choose them especially for you. Dr. Gundry is a world-renowned cardiologist. He tells us about a secret potential toxin in food that's causing digestive issues, affecting millions of us. It could be affecting you right now. Here's a warning sign. Have you gained any weight lately? Are you fatigued? Are you suffering from digestive discomfort? Are your joints stiff? Have you got any skin problems? Dr. Gundry explains how these side effects are often mistaken for ordinary signs of aging. You've just got to know which foods are healthy and which contain this hidden toxin. You've got to find out about this toxin. Click on the link in the description here. Go to gutcleanseprotocol.com. That's gutcleanseprotocol.com/brand. gutcleanseprotocol.com/brand. We'll learn about this toxin. We'll learn about which foods to avoid and how to avoid this toxin in order to get fit. After years of research, Dr. Gundry, I salute you, sir, has released this free video showcasing exactly which foods you've got to avoid. I'm going to have to avoid these ones. I don't want basket. These joints have got to remain limber and lubricated, baby. So go find that video, gutcleanseprotocol.com/brand, to learn about these hidden toxins in our food. We've got to get healthy. We've got to get well. Let's go back to the content. Click on that link now. I want you to stay healthy and age beautifully. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.
One of my favorite things about the new R1. My favorite thing about the new R1 is Storm Blue. It's so pretty. The new wheel packages are awesome.
The camera. I love the camera. Launch mode? Launch mode. Let's do launch mode.
My favorite thing is the second generation of driving it for the quad motor vehicle here.
We can now unlock the vehicle with this.
The new headlamps and the tail lamps?
We've taken it to the next level.
From comedians reacting to the news live on stage,
I hope you're not finding out from me.
to looking over all of the wild facts on podcasts.
Is this the Black Mirror? Tell me what's going on. Is this real?
Almost every comedian on Earth has reacted to the Donald Trump assassination attempt by now. And this video contains all of the best jokes, reactions, and conspiracies from over 50 different comics. Starting off with one who went on stage that same night.
It's one of the wildest days in a long time. Because there are days that are like checkpoints throughout American history. Like we had a birth as a country, and then you can set the checkpoints wherever you want, but there are big ones. There are big ones like the country starts and then there's a civil war later, right? And the Civil War is a turning point for the country forever. You know what I mean? There are people that even now say like we're more divided than ever, and I'd like to remind them that we did have a civil war. You know what I mean? Like then you need to read a history book. Then ever. Ever? No, not ever.
So many things were crazy about this. I went to watch Diplo was playing at like a day party somewhere, so I stopped by there. He comes walking up, he's going on stage. He's like, dude, they shot Trump. And
Diplo told you that?
Swear to God. And I was like, what, is it a new song or something? He goes, no, they shot Trump. I was like, no fucking way, dude. And he goes, oh, this is the best part. He goes, and like, Dad just walked, like the door was closed, walking out to the patio, and he didn't know, and he walked right into it, dude. And it was like, it was the same thing.
Well, the whole world is like basically some bizarre movie now. All the stuff that's coming out about the shooter now, the more you read about it, the more you're like, what?
Yeah, it's a BlackRock thing too, right?
Yeah, you did a BlackRock commercial. They knew that there was a suspicious person 10 minutes before Trump went on stage. They let him go on stage. They saw him on the roof, and they didn't engage.
Yeah.
They saw him on the roof with a rifle.
It's a bad Secret Service right there.
They wouldn't put Secret Service agents on the roof because they said there was a slope to the roof.
Right.
And it would be dangerous.
It's more dangerous if the ex-president gets shot. Bro, which he did.
They let him. The kid got off 3 shots, and apparently there was one that we saw that hit his ear, and you see the bullet. The photographer got a bullet.
I saw that.
Flying by his head.
Yeah.
And apparently there's another one of a bullet going by his left side of his head. So the one by the right side of his head hit his ear, one by the left side of his head as well. Because the guy got off 3 shots.
Yeah.
And he just missed Trump every time.
There's the one shot of him like turning his head. I'm like, are you kidding me? It was that close.
Dude, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. And the fact that they had such poor security guarding him. They did such a terrible job. Okay, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. Just want to be real clear.
Yeah.
But they have organized assassinations before.
Sure.
And when they organize...
It usually starts a war.
Assassinations, it looks just like that. And when they organize assassinations, one of the things they like to do is have some loser kill the president, and then they kill the loser, and that's a wrap. It kind of like stops all the leads.
Oh,
everything's like, where's he go? So they have his phone. They say they can't get into his phone. I know you read my text messages. So how can you not get in that kid's phone? How can you not get in that kid's phone?
It's always shady, right? They always die instantly. Like Kennedy assassination too. Like a nightclub owner kills Lee Harvey Oswald. Yeah. I'm supposed to believe there's a nightclub owner with a heart of gold out there.
Runs right up and shoots him in front of cops.
Yeah. What is this? The end of Shaft?
What's going on? He got shot by Jack Ruby during a prison transfer. That's not funny, but it makes you think that's Miller.
If Dennis Miller had a bit,
he does it so
I haven't seen choreography like that since the Lee Harvey Oswald prison transfer.
Hey, boss, I got the guy that owns the local strip club. He's got a handgun. Should we let him through? Who the f*** are they turning away?
If they're letting in the strip club owner with a
strip club
handgun.
owner with a gun. Should we let him through? Yeah, let him through. Just picture if this was JFK. I mean, the amount of analyzation. Oh, we had the crummies of food today. But now, of course, everyone has something going. And you're going to a place that's getting filmed anyway. You can question everything about this.
Everybody has questions, and this is going to go on for quite a while. And the questions are from everybody. New York Times, Wall Street Journal, TikTok, Twitter, more traditional sites, CNN, Fox News, and then everybody has questions. How in the fuck did that shooter get on that roof from that distance with that clear shot? They couldn't spare one person to be on the roof that's closest to the... So you're kind of like, well, please explain this.
Yeah.
We just need an explanation.
Oh, here's my explanation. I want sniper, Secret Service, whoever's watching and guarding. Looks like he sees the guy, he's got him, looks up, Trump gets shot, goes back down and pulls the trigger. Don't you think it would be cool if you see a guy with a gun, just shoot him? I don't know the procedure, but if a guy's laying down, prone position with a rifle, in camo or whatever, just shoot him and worry about it later.
Wow! And Trump, when he came up, he was like, I know this is probably a liberal weak crowd, but it was probably like, all right. That was like when Bush threw the respect. Remember? You guys all know it. I was a liberal guy, and then 9/11 Bush came out and was like, this guy to be president. I gave 10 grand to Trump yesterday. All the money, it's all going straight to Trump. You guys are pretty Trump that are great. Shit, here's the guy.
couple days. I can't imagine the field day everybody's having with this. It must be hilarious to watch CNN as they have to act concerned about this person that they can't stand. And then I imagine the other side is like, I mean, they probably have like Trump, like he stuck the flag down in Iwo Jima at this point.
That's an amazing, amazing picture.
Do you remember that famous statue? Very famous statue. It's on Iwo Jima. That's a very famous statue of soldiers lifting up the American flag because they came from war, came from battle. They're dying and they're bleeding for our country. And you look at my photo, and it's the same exact thing. It's me coming from war, bleeding millions and millions of red blood cells, bleeding for my country, being protected by my soldiers, raising up the flag. It's the same exact thing, but a different part of history. This is the reason why I should be president. I just bled. I almost died for this country. Never been to the service, never, but I just did the service. I've taken a, but there's some soldiers that's never even been You wouldn't say that. There's some soldiers, absolutely. There's some soldiers that have never even picked up losers. They've worked in a laundry room. They've been in the kitchen for trouble. I was right in the middle of war. Thank God. I was in the middle of war. And that ear that I got shot, I can still hear. You know what I can hear? The cries of America. And you know what else I can hear? Joe Biden crying in his room when he loses.
He's like a city rat in New York. He just keeps getting stronger. Stop pouring bleach on him. This is its 34 felonies. Nothing. A bullet. Nothing. What a weak bullet. I just, that's all I did. Right? I said, sir, you need a bulletproof vest. I said, I think I'll bring my earlobe. Obviously a Democrat shooting, a weak Democrat probably couldn't pick up the gun, right? Bing bong, bing boom. Probably some trans person maybe could be. Maybe they should transition into a better shooter. Instead of DEI, how about they can take some gun lessons, maybe? How about that? They got triggered, right? They got triggered. Earlobe gun. Let him off this dancing. I think he sways so much. That saved his life. He can't stand still. He does always swaying. It's like one of those bobbleheads on a desk, man. You can't get them. That was Biden. I mean, Biden. They could have thrown a tomato at him. He would have been done. The bullet could have flown by a half a mile away. Just he would have been. Just the wind from that. A hummingbird farting a mile away could kill our current president. Joe Biden could be the first president to be assassinated by time.
I mean, that looks like a comedy movie. This poor woman's been getting dragged. She looks like someone's mom. Look at her. I mean, she's so short. I mean, what are we doing? She can't get the gun in the holster. She's not even tall enough. She can't even reach the door on that car. Just how egregious the mistake was. Even to a layman like myself. And then the excuse that the roof was slanted, and that's why she didn't put anyone up there, when the counter snipers were on slanted roofs too. I mean, what are you talking about? You telling me Mexicans can't crawl on my roof to clean my gutters in 110-degree heat on slanted roofs, but a guy can't lay down with a sniper rifle protecting that roof? How about, okay, maybe you don't have to put a guy up there. How about not letting one, okay, it's slow, so nobody can get up there. How about having a guy downstairs? How about having a guy downstairs saying you can't go up there to fix the air conditioner with your AR-15? That would have been nice. Supposedly, that roof was the jurisdiction of the local police, which is in and of itself a mistake of the Secret Service. I mean, where was this? Pennsylvania, where the only crime is like not supporting Shane Gillis' show?
I called Phil that night. He was fired up, dude. I waited until the sun was going down. I knew Phil was going to have a couple drinks. Phil was celebrating the president. I was like, what do you think of that? I called him, he goes, I'll tell you what, he showed me something. That guy showed me something last night. He's a tough son. He got up, he wanted to fight that guy. He wanted to find him. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, dude.
It's kind of incredible that he got dogpiled by Secret Service and was able to walk the next day. If I was like 80, 78 years old, dude, and a bunch of dudes jumped on me, I wouldn't be able to walk for like 3 days.
Wait, what? You wouldn't be able to walk after the guy's piled on you?
Pause on this. I said that, not my own.
Well, guys and girls, dude. To be fair, guys and girls.
Yeah, there was some brave women. Did you see the transcript? It's great. Send you that.
Wait, guys and girls?
There was girls on this team.
I know, but would you do guys and girls?
We were talking about Trump, but
I think they piled on him, like he just like found a little pocket of air between two like tits. He was just kind of breathing. He was fine.
Did you see the transcripts? It was like all the dudes like 100% business, and then the one it was like female Secret Service.
Yeah, the one that looks exactly like me.
Yeah, what the god
damn it, dude.
I thought that was
worse. I saw him first before. Obviously, if I see someone that looks like me, I'm like, oh, great.
The shooter.
Oh, that was just my luck.
Who's that says female Shane Gillis? That's just not doing the best work. What?
You see how they try to holster a gun a few times?
It just wouldn't go in. Yeah, that's tough.
But dude, yeah, I mean, I can't even believe it. The craziest thing is, it almost feels like it's all part of. It's just like I'm almost not even. I'm surprised, but
it's theater.
It all feels like theater.
Yeah, we're in the middle of like the craziest play we've ever done.
That's what it feels.
Kid Rock, did you see it? His response to Trump. What was this guy?
That reminds me so much of my dad when he'd get mad at us because my mom dumped him to think my mom became a lesbian, and he would get so mad. He'd be like, you're acting like your mother. Would be like, you're gay, dude. You know you're upset. Trump, though, dude, I will hand it to him. That was hot as hell. I was creating my jeans. You know what I mean? He was like, that was hot. That was almost as hot. Remember when George Bush dodged his shoe? What are we doing? That was hot. You remember that? He slipped it like a boxer, like that. You know? And then he looked, he was all pumped too. Like his security guy was like, oh, okay, man, for me. He's like, no, it's alright. That was awesome. That was hot. Alright, Kim. We're totally
RNC was crazy. I watched a little bit of the RNC. Trump's up there dramatizing the battle. I don't know if you watched the news, but it was a wild week. It was a wild week. DJ. I was on stage, beautiful sunny day. The sun was out. Everybody was feeling good, and then I felt a whizzing by my ear. A whizzing by my ear. And I thought, that can't be a car. It's gotta be a bullet. It's gotta be a bullet or a bumblebee riding a bullet. And it whizzed by my ear, and I turned my head just like Matrix, just like Johnny Bravo, turned it to the side, and I coughed. The bullet missed my ear and I coughed, and I said, thank God! I did a Sammy Sosa point to the sky. And then I put my hand, and this was great, he goes, I put my hand on my ear and I felt blood, dripping blood, red blood, human blood, the best blood. Some are saying the most blood from a non-dead guy. And he was just getting like really bragging about the amount of blood that was coming out of his body. What a funny thing to brag about. Do I think we're staged? No. But listen to me not confidently say no. And why I say that is, the Secret Service or whoever they were that got up there, it looked like they were extras in Men in Black, but they also looked like they were stage crew for like a high school musical in like Wisconsin, because they were all like, they went up there, and they, if you get shot at, I think they rush you off pretty quick, or shove your head down to the ground. They just use force. They're like, well, you can't be shot. How do you know the guy, wherever the shot was, that it's just one shot or it's one guy? I think you would want to get him the fuck out of there. But they all just kind of stood there, like the same way a stage crew would be like, are we supposed to take the tape off now or the second scene? Is it now? Well, fuck, Pete, you gotta tell me this shit. I didn't make rehearsal. They have the kid that shot him, who apparently is a Trump supporter. That's wild. Hey, that's crazy. Yo, that's nuts. His own supporter shot him. I mean, that's like a fan of, if someone's a fan of me and they come to my show, they shoot me in the face after the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, dude, I love you, man. Adam Ray, big fan. Dude, great Joe Biden on Kill Tony, man. Dude, Dr. Phil, I saw the last one, super fucking good. Yeah. Pew. It just doesn't make sense. They said the kid's last search, the kid who shot Trump, was, his last search was porn. Hey, no shit. No shit. Most people, now my question is, what kind of porn?
And then there's these questions, like how does this 20-year-old kid climb on that roof 150 yards away and no one sees him?
Well, that one guy was pointing at him the whole time.
Yes.
He's like pointing to
yes.
He's right there.
And they're yelling, he's got a gun. There's a guy in a prone position on a roof 150 yards away from the former president. The whole thing's nuts. The whole thing stinks of either incompetence, design, or we're in the Matrix. This is a fake movie. It seems like almost to watch this, the most bombastic and manly of presidents, you know, for a lack of a better term, to see him with these two female bumbling Secret Service agents, especially the one, to see everything happen the way it is, to see that they knew this guy was on the roof, to hear that that guy pointed his rifle before that at a cop. The guy climbed the roof with a ladder. You can see the ladder. The whole thing is bananas. He's 20 years old, and then you find out he was in a BlackRock commercial. You're like, is this the Black Mirror? Like, tell me what's going on. Is this real? Is this real? And then Trump goes golfing with a bandage on his ear the next day.
Yeah. And then the putt, when he made the putt, did you hear his quote?
No.
He said, that's the difference between me and the shooter. I don't miss.
Secret Service or whoever handled that problem, they're getting shit. But what are you going to cover every rooftop? I mean, this is America. It's just like, you know, the amount of weaponry that is available is, I don't know if you're going to have anything outside, how you can honestly protect anybody. And secondly, you know, I don't care how liberal you are, Trump took that like a champ. He came up for the mat, like in Hulk Hogan, duck his hand in the air, get ready for the second one. I mean, that's crazy. I don't give a how tough you are. If somebody just shot you, clipped you in the air, and 10 guys in suits jumped on you, you should be terrified, right? You look mad. That's just like, Jesus Christ. You know, so say what you want. I mean, that guy's a gangster, or whatever the kids say.
This nigga done been shot, saying I'm with the jail and scam people. This nigga, my uncle, who the hell, he's black, he's officially black now, bro. This is beautiful. They shot him, he was like, yeah, I'm having a fine. He was fine, he was like this, and walked out with an American flag on him. Like this. He put one in, I'm a real nigga, fuck the hell out of here. That's hard, bro. I wasn't even for the vote. I'm voting now, dog. He got it. He won. I wasn't even for the vote. I had no skin in the game. Like, this got shot, he won. Bullshit. He had real op. What the? Joe Biden's biggest op is the stairs. That's it. He had real op. Somebody really trying to listen. That's how you know he a real, bro. Joe Biden has been trying to kill himself his whole presidency. So nobody had to kill this. Nobody had to try to kill him. Trump is just ready to go his whole time. And we got off his ass and missed. And just getting his ear and missed. That's crazy, bro. Hey, Mexican nigga, you on Trump? Yeah, that was good. Huh? You say amen? He not God. What the fuck? That was crazy.
This is not Trump's first attempt. In 2016, someone tried to steal a gun off a cop at a Las Vegas rally.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like a whole thing. So that was like, you know, one of the more notable attempts. This one actually was, you know, somewhat successful and almost actually killed the former president, which is just like
crazy how close it was.
It's truly insane. But yeah, this kid Crooks, apparently he was bullied relentlessly.
Yeah, that's how one kid said.
Yeah, which the Witten PR article was kind of rude to him. They're like, oh, he had body odor and he was wearing camouflage hunting outfits all the time. But apparently some people, this is one of the craziest things I've heard, some students allege that he tried out for the school rifle team.
Yeah.
But failed to try out because of poor aim.
And, yeah.
Remarkably ironic.
They're trying to find some sort of story with that kid, and there's just nothing. They're like, well, he was bullied a lot. Okay? I don't think getting bullied makes you try to assassinate the president. It's not like Columbine.
Also, we can just assume that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see a whole lot of, like, school shooters and presidential assassination attempts from a guy wearing a varsity letter.
Yeah. Until Tyreek Hill commits a mass shooting, I don't think we have to worry about people who aren't getting bullied committing mass shootings.
Everybody down on the hill. It's prom king.